What's happening, YouTube? Back in the Day Gamer here. Thanks for tuning into my channel, and today I'm coming at you with yet another video.
What?
Yeah, that's right. Back to back in the Day Gamer videos.
Yeah!
Yesterday I came at you with my What's Happening YouTube Simpsons video because it was the anniversary of the day Simpsons debuted on Tracy Ullman, and today I'm coming at you with my spring pickups.
Okay!
So we're sitting underneath the cherry tree here. It's in bloom. Whenever that happens for a couple days a year, I like to shoot a video under it. So it's spring pickups. And I used to like to do a lot of pickup videos, but there's just not a lot that I need, and there's even less out there. So the pickups are becoming few and far between. So it looks like we're doing quarterly. It's the beginning of the year. It's spring, so we're coming out with the spring edition. Before we talk about what we got, you know we're gonna talk about what we're drinking. I got a beer here from a local brewery inside the 5. It's by a football player, or a couple ex-football players. I don't watch football. But if I did, I'd know what this meant. It's called Going to Canton Cream Ale. Check out that label art, it's really cool. It's got something to do with getting your bust made. I guess maybe Canton, Ohio is where there's a Hall of Fame, I'm guessing. You know, tell me. I'm gonna tell you how this bad boy tastes. And it tastes good. That's a winner. That's right. 2 days in a row we're day drinking. Once again, Angry Baby's napping. Today, Mrs. Back in the Day Gamer went to the grocery store to pick up some things because we're cooking dinner tonight. So while she's gone, I'm gonna day drink. Not only is today my spring pickups, but it's 420. That's right. I don't smoke, but I figured I'll make something for you guys to watch while you're smoking, right? I will drink to that. Starting off, we're gonna start off with the game that doesn't have any video footage for, because it's on the original Xbox, and I don't usually break it out, and I didn't break this out. This was a pickup. Yeah, one of the wife's clients knows about the channel, or knows that I like video games. Who doesn't like video games? And he doesn't use this anymore, so he brought it in. It's got the controllers and the cords and some sports games and whatnot, but for video purposes, I brought this out. She didn't actually tell me what his name was, so I can't thank him, but I don't think he watches this anyway. But if he does, whoever you are, thank you. Thank you very much. Since I got an Xbox, even though I already had one, I figured it was an excuse to pick up an Xbox game. Now, I've got I don't know, few dozen Xbox games because I've had it since back in the day. OG, when it came out, used to play the shit out of it. Probably played a lot of Tiger Woods golf. Not a sports guy, not a golf guy. That was a fun ass game. I saw somehow that this video game existed and I had to have it. It's a game about dirt bikes, right? Which is kind of appropriate because can you hear the crazy neighbors riding their dirt bikes right now as we speak? The game that I've got here is didn't know it existed, like I said. Crusty Demons of Dirt. Okay, this game, so Crusty Demons of Dirt, if you don't know, is a series of dirt bike videos. And back in the day, when I did partake in the 420 goodness, word escaped my mind. I guess I killed a bunch of brain cells, but we used to watch the Crusty Demons of Dirt videos all the time. The first one, I believe there's 3, maybe more, I don't know, but the first one featured a rider named Seth Enslow, who I'll never forget because he was one crazy motherfucker. They're at some sand dunes. He does this insane jump, just insane. Watch Crusty Demons of Dirt. YouTube, Crusty Demons of Dirt, Seth Enslow, Crash, whatever, and it'll come up. Shit, it's starting to rain. Good thing this cherry tree's in bloom. Anyhow, Seth Enslow, Crusty Demons of Dirt. That's a good watch. You can watch them on YouTube, I believe, and you should. Sorry I have no game footage, but I'm super looking forward to this. Not only is it Crusty Demons of Dirt, but the description says, Crusty Demons combines the freeform tricking, high-octane stunt mayhem and bone-breaking crashes. In this free-roaming world, it breaks new ground by rewarding players to engineer spectacular crashes and inflict massive injuries and pain on their rider. I like where this is going. Yeah, Crusty Demons of Dirt. Those are some good watches. They're not just dirt bike videos, it's mayhem and just madness. I'm not going to explain it anymore. Go watch after the video. The next things I have to showcase are once again handhelds, because you've been hearing me complain about how there's not much out there, and there really isn't. I only collect for basically 8 and 16-bit systems: Nintendo, Sega, Master System, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. Then you got Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, and you know, Xbox, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, Atari. I've pretty much got all the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis games I want, so all I really hunt for now is Nintendo, you may call it NES, and Sega Master System, which are all few and far between because I have many of both libraries, so usually it just leaves me to be picking up handhelds, which is fine because I love me some Game Boy. And this game here, I'd never heard of before. I wish I would have had it back in the day. I've enjoyed it so far, and that is none other than, get my old man glasses, it is Inspector Gadget, Operation Mad Cactus. Obviously there's colors. This is a Game Boy Color game, which I enjoy because it's got the same crappy choppy graphics as a Game Boy with some color, and that adds to the enjoyment, right? This game's pretty cool. You can switch between Inspector Gadget, Penny, and the dog's name, which I can't remember right now, but surely you remember it. If you don't, you remember the dog. Each one of the characters has a different advantage. The dog double jumps, Penny can swim underwater, Inspector Gadget has gadgets and whatnot. I didn't get too much into it because I'm still playing my games that I picked up at MGC, but these pickups here are before that. I was just waiting now to showcase them for this video. It's not the best game in the world, but I've definitely had $10 worth of fun. Shit, 2 beers cost 10 bucks, right? Next up, just gonna randomly grab here, pow! This is a fucking weird one. Big Mother Truckers on the Game Boy Advance. So at first I absolutely hated this game because I don't like the way the graphics look. It's a choppy looking semi-truck driver game, but it's got a lot of potential, okay? Backstory is the dad runs the trucking company and he's getting ready to retire because he's old, so he's gonna give it up to one of the kids. So I guess you gotta be the kid that stands out. There's like a story mode, and when you first start playing it, it sucks because it doesn't control super well, but you have to keep in mind you're driving a semi, right? You're not driving a race car. Semi's got, you know, a lot going on there. You're pulling that big ass trailer. What I can't stand about this fucking game is, you know, after a while your RPMs rev up, it says switch gears. I couldn't figure out how to fucking switch gears. I mashed every fucking button, every combination. I don't know, I ended up switching gears and then just stayed in high gear until I made it to the end of the first board, where then I thought was a cool little twist. You gotta park, because if you're a semi-driver and you're taking your load somewhere, it's not over until you park. I failed at the parking, but that's okay. I'll get better at it. Once you do park your load, then you know, you got the garage, the store, or the bar. So you go into the bar and there's characters you talk to, and much like a real, I guess, a trucker bar would seem like, it seemed dingy and shady, much like a lot of bars there's a game, I mean, this one was a slot game, but you know, usually you go into a bar and you got the mega touches sitting there so you can pump quarters into them and play random card games and whatnot. This one happens to be a slot game. I do like some slot games in a video game. And since this has that, it's getting some more points for me. Something I picked up here that pissed me off I didn't showcase in my fucking Eat It video I did with Angry Baby about different cereal themed snacks and some cereals, but I had this and I fucking forgot all about it. Aside from this, I also forgot about, I got a couple of the little, they're cereal flavored milk, so it's like, you know, almost the best part of your cereal. When the cereal's gone, you drink the milk. I had a Golden Grams and a Trix flavored one, and I forgot to showcase those, so I drank them, they were good. But I also forgot to showcase this Trix popcorn. Got popcorn with fruity sweet glaze. Kind of hungry. It's not 420, so it is 420, but I don't have the munchies, but I am hungry. So, that's good shit. Says on the back, there's also Cocoa Puffs and Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I'm not a Cinnamon Toast Crunch fan. When I did that video, a lot of you guys in the comments saying about how much you like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Not me so much. I don't hate it, but not my preferred. Ooh, it doesn't go well with beer. I should have known that. Next up, we've got another Game Boy Advance game, Tom and Jerry, The Magical Ring. This game wasn't bad. I liked the graphics. It controls well. You get to pick whether you're Tom or Jerry. I only chose to play with Jerry, so I don't know if it's better with Tom. I'm gonna give it a shot after this because I did like it, and I'm not just shelving it. It's gonna get some more playtime. But seeing as how the first board, the only one I played, you're Jerry the mouse, you gotta beat up Tom the cat. If you're Tom the cat, what do you do to beat up Jerry the mouse? Can't be that tough, right? I thought it was cool that, you know, you can pick up a bat, hit the cat with it. That's much like the cartoon. You pick up plates and throw them at him. What I could not stand is that I couldn't figure out how to beat the fucking first board. I mean, I only played it for like 10 minutes and then I got frustrated, but you go from left to right and then there's a door all the way to the right. Got all the way to the end and the door doesn't open and Toms just keep spawning and you got to keep fighting them. Maybe you just have to kill so many of them and the door ends up opening. I don't know. I got a little frustrated. Since I wasn't that in love with it, I moved on. The final game for this 420 Spring Collection video is a game. So I've got this on the original Nintendo NES, and it's obviously an upgrade because it's on the Game Boy Advance, but it's not the same. It's almost the same game, but there's additional stuff and boards that are similar, and I don't know, but you probably hate this game on the NES. It was one of my buddies growing up, one of the few games he had in his library, so we would play it often, but this is the upgrade port of that, or another one, I don't know, but that is none other than the Three Stooges. So if you've played the Nintendo version, you probably fucking hate it because it's not that great. I do like it, nostalgia reasons. Grew up playing it at my buddy Eric's. What's up, Eric? But this one, I really, really like it. It's a huge graphical upgrade. It controls well. It seems much easier than the Nintendo version. You know, the Nintendo version, you had this board where you throw the pies at the people. There is that, but then there's also another one that's the same, but you throw pizzas at them. And they do little twists on some other boards like that where it's like the same thing but a little different. I don't know, it adds a little more variety. Can't complain about that, right? The object of the game is to save up 5,000 whole dollars. Granted, Three Stooges came out a long, long time ago. That was a lot of money to save the orphanage from being foreclosed on by the bad guy. So you've got 30 days to do it. Each day you try to earn so much money to accumulate $5,000 to save the orphanage. I don't know, I just thought it was cool. Maybe just since I grew up playing it, it was just like, that's a good story for a video game, right? I mean, you know, you're trying to save the princess or whatever. You're trying to save the orphans. What could be better than that, right? The princess probably did something to get her ass kidnapped. What did the orphans do? They just don't have any parents. That's through no fault of their own. Fuck the princess, we should be saving orphans, right? So, my favorite part of this game was always the cracker-eating oyster soup board where, I mean, it's a fucking weird premise, right? But you're Curly and you're at a soup-eating contest and you're trying to eat the crackers before the oysters in the soup get them. That was always my favorite board. But on this game, that board sucks. It controlled fucking terribly, and I only played it one go-round. So aside from that, I do recommend Three Stooges on the Game Boy Advance, which cost me a hefty $10 for a GBA game. That's kind of a lot, but I literally never seen that game before, so when I did see it, I had to pick it up. That and Inspector Gadget came at the same time. I'm gonna say my favorite pickup of this lot is Crusty Demons Dirt, even though I've never played it. That Trix Popcorn's good shit. And this Five Guys Brewery beer, no, inside the Five, it's not too shabby either. Thanks for tuning into my channel. Enjoy your 420. If you care to, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. And until next time, YouTube, keep it retro.